Yes, welcome back to the Stream Blues. How are we doing? Now then, apologies for my lateness for this game, but today we've got a big game to watch, don't we? You know, some people say, "Oh, it's Huddersfield. It's not a big game." It is a big game, in my opinion, as we have Huddersfield to play in a game that if we lose, or even if we draw and go on pens, you know, if we lose that, we lose the game. So, you know, game is underway. Got a big one. Lekovic, welcome to the stream. Big ups to you. How am I doing? I'm doing good. But more importantly, how are you doing, bro? Big ups to you. But yeah, like I've said, we got a big game on. And I'm excited for it, quite frankly. You know? I am. Just trying to find the game now, because I've had to quickly whip this together, because I've been busy. I'm trying to find the game, but I'm having some trouble. I'm doing good. Hopefully we will win tonight. Hopefully, yeah. That is the plan. We should win tonight. You know, Huddersfield, they're not a bad game. No, they're not like an awful team, but like we are levels ahead of them. It's a fact. In terms of where we are as a club, and there's no disrespect to them, but we should be winning. Quite frankly, just due to that. Just trying to get the game. You're not good enough to beat Huddersfield. Oh, blinking! I just realised I got the wrong graphic up. You're not good enough to beat Huddersfield. Look at that. I hope we are good, because if we're not, man. I'm happy with draw against Arsenal. I've got mixed feelings because look, you could have told me going into that game, Man City are going to draw, and I would probably shaken your hand and agreed on it. I'll be like, you know what? That's not a bad result. We'll take it. It is what it is. Would I like to win? Yeah. Am I happy with a draw? Not necessarily. But it is what it is. Those are the cards dealt. And the Emirates is a tough place to go. Never going to be easy. Chelsea humbled and embarrassed Lincoln 2-1. Yeah, bro. What an embarrassing result for Lincoln. Hopefully we beat them this year. Yeah, that's the big thing. A draw at like Anfield, the Emirates, not bad. They'll be more disappointed than us. That's the decent way of looking at it. Got the game up now. Yeah, he's in the box, Trafford. Sorry, I just wanted to check something. Arsenal only won 2 Carabao Cups in their history. There are levels clips at the end of the day. Did you ever play the Little Nightmares game? Nice question. I played the Little Nightmares 1. I played all the DLC for it. And I have started Little Nightmares 2. I need to finish that before Little Nightmares 3, hopefully. City knocking it down. Mukasa starting tonight. By the way, I just want to say, guys, pat on the back for myself. In terms of players playing today, I got absolutely everyone bang on. Did the passion for Connect Gaming fade? It didn't give me the same enjoyment I get from watching football on streams. I thought watching football on streams I enjoy. It's nice. I like talking about it and whatnot. It's a good experience, and I love gaming as well. gaming is right up there with football in terms of my passions. But I just didn't get the same thrill that I get from playing games on stream, and from watching football on streams that I did playing games. Yeah, I had a good time. Do I regret it? No. Someone I know asked me if I'd delete that channel, and I said nah, because maybe I'll go back to it. I won't write it off. Oh, decent ball into the box there. Nunez. Oscar Bob on the right hand side. Gaming's better is better just playing it. I have a similar experience. I don't really like streaming games. Yeah, it just didn't quite hit the same. FIFA I had a good time on, despite how rocky my career mode was. It's very weird, because that career mode was so bumpy for me. I just couldn't really get results. It was just fine. It made for a fun career mode, fun difficult career mode. Saying that, I did win a trophy by the end of it. Offside flag up on Savinho there. Or was it a foul? Was a man down? But every career mode I've done outside of that channel, I've had a blast on. I've had a brilliant time. So I don't know. Maybe I get stage fright. Chat was active with the FIFA career mode. Yeah, FIFA career mode was good. Blinking out losing to Hull. I don't think I'll ever recover from that. Man. Oh man, I'll never forget the feeling of seeing Hull as one of the teams I was playing. Astrobot was good too. Yeah, that was a good play along. Doom Eternal was good. I do like Doom Eternal, but the only thing was with it is that I don't think it quite suits the game I like. In terms of video games, I like story-driven games more than anything. I know I played Astrobot, which wasn't really story-focused, but that game was overall just fun. Doom Eternal was good, but the story wasn't really there. It wasn't much of a story, it was just kind of kill demons. Big up 17 then, appreciating it. I'm liking these talks. Uncharted is one of my favourite franchises. Have I played it? I haven't, not played it once, so I don't dislike it. But I do want to give it a go because I have one of their games, but just never gotten around to it. Never quite got around to it. I feel like your pre-recorded reviews. I like your pre-recorded game reviews too. It was informative. Yeah, those were something I did enjoy. If I went back to Connect Gaming, I'd probably do a lot of those. Those were really fun. Ball at the top there for Hull. We haven't really spoken much about the game so far. It's not been too much happened, but ball at the top there for Hull. Nunez kind of hoofed it up, but it wasn't a very good kick. But the player fell down on the way through. No fouls given. Trafford came for it. Oscar Bob, right hand side. Keeps going. Oh, he's ridiculous. Oh, man. Oscar Bob is a joke. Yeah, but I would like to go back to Connect Gaming in some way. I probably won't do walkthroughs anymore. I might just do a stream when I'm playing a game. But did you say ball over the top of Hull? I might have, I may have been thinking of Huddersfield and may have still had the thought Hull in my head as well, and just kind of shortened it to Hull. There you go. Or I might have felt Huddersfield, alright, and taken the H and then the L from field. Oh, Phil Foden tackled there. Tried to dribble through. Nico Gonzalez cuts out the play, wins it. Said it twice to half. Oh, blinking heck. Alright, Oscar Bob down the right hand side. Nice ball. Rico Lewis tries to square it, corner one. They brought back the voice actor for Taka to play character in Gosuyote. Also, do you think the snake is voiced by Patrick Gallagher, who voiced the incredible Kotan Khan? City fans got really loud away fans. I'll give you credit for that. And definitely one of the best in England. Yeah, away fans are always up for it. Etihad their struggles sometimes, especially in games that aren't as big. I'll always put my hands up to that. I used to be like an avid defender of it, but headed towards goal. Not sure who by, but it was straight at the keeper. It was Mukasa. Sibat Ase. Big ups to you. But do I think Kotan Khan's voice actor will come back for Gosuyote? Possibly. I won't write it off. Wouldn't say no. They might bring him back, whether he's the main bad guy or not. I don't know. Maybe they might just give him like a little role, like Rockstar do with Ned Luke. Good to see you back. Good to be back. I did stream yesterday, but good to be back. How are you? Oh, Rico Lewis just couldn't quite capitalise. Actors also I'd bring him back too. Yeah, it'd be interesting. But I also wouldn't mind giving another actor a bit of time in the limelight. Give them a bit of a shot. Carabao Cup draw tonight, I think. All right. Well, if City go through, well, I should be able to react to that in some way. We'll just do that on this stream, by the way. Possibly. We'll see. Nathan Ake. Lewis. Hopefully you get Man United. With a continuous laughter from Glimpse. I'm happy John Stones is our captain. Oh, is he captain today? Oh, blinking heck, I think I've left on blinking Rico Lewis. I can confirm he's not captain. Mukasa? Bob? Bob, it was a nice idea. No one really ran onto it there. No run made. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. No problem, the coverage. That's on me. That's on me, bro. Rico Lewis is not our captain. I can confirm. It's probably John Stones. Johnny Stones. Huddersfield keeper boots that away. Cut out by Nico Gonzalez. Foul on Rico Lewis. And I just realised I still need to edit this. Oh, but I'm gonna move my graphics. It's going to be a Phil Foden free kick here. Most likely a in-swinger into the box. I'd be surprised if he shoots. He won't. It was headed out for a Man City throw. clearance. Oscar Bob will leave it for Mateus Nunes, who will play it back to Bob. Nunes. Polina scores for Tottenham. Hope we score at least 2 goals by the 60th minute. Foden could be rested. Yeah, save some minutes in the legs. I can agree with that. Nico Gonzalez. Mateus Nunes plays up to Savinho, who's not beaten, not just about kept that. Here is Savinho again, who plays one into the box. Oscar Bob now, under a bit of pressure, keeps it. Phil Foden. Huddersfield, they've kept it tight. We haven't really created any out-and-out chances, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, just every man behind the ball, Huddersfield, as you'd expect. I don't expect them to be trying to mass press us and get us off the ball, to be honest. Nathan Ake. Nico Riley. John Stones. Phil Foden. Black jersey, so beautiful. Absolutely, man. Easily one of our best away kits with Puma. Might be our best. I absolutely love it. I think we've hit the nail on the head with most of the kits this season. Joelinton scores for Bradford here. Yeah, I think the rain one is ugly, but I even think the Club World Cup one's really nice. I really want that too. It's a shame they cost so much. Tottenham, 2 goals now. That was quick. McGrath, the Bradford player. Phil Foden. Foden with a shot! Lovely goal. That's an absolutely brilliant goal. We had a quick one too. And man, it paid off. That was a really nice finish from Phil Foden. A man who's playing pretty well lately. I know it's Huddersfield and whatnot. Don't worry, I'm not overreacting. That is a wonderful little goal. Wonderful bit of play as well, I'd like to add. Plays it to Phil Foden. Quick 1-2 with Mukasa. And struck into the bottom right corner. It's a lovely little hit, I've got to say. It's real good. It's low, it's powerful. It's a brilliant hit. Come on, Foden, what a legend. Absolutely, man. Absolutely superb goal, that. There you go. That's what we needed. First real opportunity we've made. That makes things a lot more difficult for Huddersfield. Man, I really hope Phil Foden bounces back this season. And to be fair, he started the season pretty well. I'm not going to say Phil Foden's back and whatnot. But, he has started the season well, which I'm glad about. I wanted to see normal favourite, the best, Phil Foden. We all know and love back. And I'm really hoping this is the season. I'm not going to say it is, but this is an important season for him, absolutely. Absolutely an important season. Big boot up the pitch there from a Huddersfield man, but it's just gone straight to Trafford. Don't really know what the plan was there. Probably a long ball of sorts, but it's just gone wrong. Can't wait to get Phil Foden jersey, either blue or black, or both jerseys are beautiful. Yeah, I love our home kit this season as well. Wasn't 100% sure on the leaks, but I think they nailed the blue. The leaks for the kit, the blue was very weird. I didn't like it, but the blue they've gone for this season, nailed. 2 goals for Newcastle now. against Bradford. Arsenal's game should be underway. Can't wait for Port Vale to beat Arsenal tonight. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it's a big game for them both. It's about even. John Stones plays one to Oscar Bob. Arsenal can't win any trophies again. Can't win any trophies again. I refuse. Absolutely, man. Lovely that ball. That from Phil Foden. A beautiful little curve. Don't know why the curl on that. Just really nice on the eye. As you'd expect, City dominating the ball here, 81% to 19%. Would you like if we could bring Bob down the right hand side? Tiptoeing into the box, ball into the box. Out there by Nunes. But would I like to bring Franco Mastantuono? I'll be honest, I don't really know much about him. I'm not going to sit here and act like, yeah, he's a superb player. I see why Real Madrid signed him. He's obviously good. Real Madrid wouldn't have bought him otherwise. They only really signed talented players. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no, Wouldn't say no. Don't think it's him we necessarily need. I think I'd rather look in other options, maybe more proven players. Of course, if we sign him any balls, brilliant. But yeah, I'd rather someone a bit more proven, to be honest. Nice strike from John Stones. City still on the ball there. Mateus Nunes. 1-0 as they scored, and the commentator is glazing so hard. 1-0 Arsenal there. Yeah, he assisted Martinelli's goal. Nice ball through. Nico Riley ball in. No one really gets to it. City are back on it there. Mateus Nunes, Phil Foden. Dribbling. Felt like he was eyeing up a shot there. He hasn't gotten to it. Ball in from Savinho. It's blocked. It's not cleared. Now it is. Out. Hopefully we'll beat Huddersfield, but in Monaco without Kusanov. Yeah, shame Kusanov out for the next 3 games. Sucks. But honestly, next 3 games, of all times to get injured, it is probably now, because we're through the awful, icky patch of the season, because this was a difficult set of games for us to begin with. Wolves, they're bad this season, so pretty easy one. Tottenham, good team. Thomas Frank, they're a pretty good team, despite them finishing 17th. They are better than that. Brighton, I think everyone rates Brighton to a level. United, Derby Day, anything can happen. It's something we have to take seriously. Arsenal at the Emirates, one of the hardest games of the season. So out the first 5 games, 7 points, not great. I'd want more. Sorry, here is Nico Gonzalez, ball into the box. Not a bad idea. Since when was Rico Lewis the captain? It's a mistake on the graphics, Alsif. Apologies. It's John Stones, not Rico. Accept my error. Prediction for Watford vs Hull. 3-1. 3-1 to Hull. Bob into the box. Oh. No penalty given by the ref here. Nunes, Foden. I've got to say, Bob in like tight spaces, he can just remove it. He shrugs players aside like they're nothing. Kind of surprised no penalty was given there, but oh well. Are we going up? Yes, you are, Glimpse. I want Hull in the Premier League. Oscar Bob put the ball into a dangerous area, but it actually ends up with a Hull player. Now they're trying to go on a burst forward. Ball through, and Nathan Ake deals with it. Is Savinho even so brilliant in Brazilian or what? Genetically he is, but if you're talking about like skills and whatnot, hasn't really pulled out anything impressive so far. To be fair, I was going to say our wingers don't get too skillfully most times, but I'm seeing Oscar Bob like turn players inside and out. Foul on the edge of the box here. You keep saying Hull instead of Huddersfield. You need to stop mentioning as well. Look at that. Why bad? You're mad now, Glimpse. Dembele deserved Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I know. I see some people complaining about that. I'm happy for Ousmane Dembele, to be honest. His story's a pretty good one. You know, Dortmund, he was an absolute young superstar. Barcelona signed him for a huge fee. Injuries, you know, kind of flopped. Picked it up a little bit at the back end of his career. Back end of his Barcelona career. Decided to move on and goes to Paris Saint-Germain. And he absolutely cooks. And you know what, lads? I don't want to sound like that guy, but I don't think Lamine Yamal, yeah, he's brilliant, obviously. Is he the best player in the world? Probably. But I think Rafinha being fifth is a bigger robbery than Phil Foden shot over. I think Rafinha being fifth is a bigger robbery than Lamine Yamal being second. To be honest, you know, he was my second pick for the Ballon d'Or because think of where Rafinha is at in terms of his Barcelona career. I don't think anyone really had him being the player he is now. You know, like he went to Barca, it just didn't really go well. You know, and no one was really that bothered about him. You know, Leeds, he was a pretty solid winger. Everyone liked the look of him there. Barcelona sign him. Just kind of becomes a bit of an average player there. Doesn't do awful. Doesn't set the world on fire. Hansi Flick joins. And he's suddenly a completely different baller. You know, we look at the 23-24 season for Barca. 10 goals, 13 assists. It's not bad. They're decent numbers. You know, that's 23 goal contributions for Barca. Those are decent numbers, you know. 24-25 for Barcelona, 34 goals, 25 assists. Those are ridiculous numbers. 29 league goal contributions, 22 Champions League goal contributions. You know, those are a joke. And trust me, it's not like Lamine Yamal didn't have like an absolute joke of stats. And at his age, yeah, it is wild. You know, I look at Lamine Yamal's 24-23 season, 16 GNA, and bear in mind he was like 15 years old. Or 16 even. And last season he got 18 goal contributions and 25 assists. You know, that's still crazy. That's still 43 goal contributions. Ahoy the lads! 2-0 up already. I don't understand why Vitinha finished higher than Rafinha due to Champions League. I get that as well. I get that too. I don't really have a problem with Vitinha's position. It's more so I have a problem with Yamal's. Like, Yamal is brilliant, and for his age, he's a joke. And so I was really fine with Vitinha being where he was. And I'm happy that like midfielders that don't really get as many goal contributions are getting a bit more limelight at the moment. I think they deserve it, to be honest. You know, Rodri, 27 GNA as a DM is crazy. But more than that, he's just a brilliant footballer. Pep should talk to Yamal and humble him a little bit. I put Rafinha second and Yamal fifth. I would put Yamal higher than Salah. And that's no diss on Salah. I'm not saying him because he plays for Liverpool. I just think what Yamal did was more impressive than Salah. And to be fair, he finished higher than him. But I would put Rafinha above Salah as well. There's no diss onto Salah. Shot from a decent distance out from Nkasa. It's going to be a corner now. Yeah, Palmer's a great player. I don't think he should have been 8th. I don't really think he should be top 10. Don't get me wrong, Carabao Cup obviously helps him out a little bit. But like, I don't think he should be above Van Dijk. To begin, Van Dijk, by the way, 28th, I think, is one of the worst placements of the night. FYI, Huddersfield trying to counter here. Foul by Mukasa, says the ref. Alright, I'm going to just have a quick look at the top 30. Because, I don't know, I just don't feel like Cole Palmer being 8th really matches where other players were. I don't even know if Mbappe 7th was right, to be honest. Carabao Cup carried hard. At least say 30th, that's nuts. Yeah. Haaland being 26th is a huge robbery. I didn't expect him to be too high because of his, no trophies that season. Still an absolute joke of a footballer. But, no trophies to talk of. Probably didn't break as many records as he usually does. So, I didn't expect him to be quite up there, to be honest with you. But, look at that. The article I'm looking at's put Haaland at 30th as well. Oscar Bob back heel, just didn't quite work. Nice shot. But let me shuffle it. Dembele, top 5, I'm fine with in terms of the players in there. Donnarumma 9th, that's fine. Mendes, best left back in the world, people calling him, so that's probably fine too. Mbappe 7th, some don't quite sit right with me there. Won't lie. Haaland 25th is very fair. Will you watch State of Play tonight? I absolutely will. Although it's usually not great, my fingers are crossed for Marvel Wolverine. There you go. I like superheroes. I've worn a Flash top before. I've enjoyed that kind of this chill watch along, by the way. I really have. I've not really done too much commentary, but I've been talking about lots of different things. And we still talk about the Ballon d'Or a bit. The top 5's fine. Hakimi 6th, yeah, I can live with that. I think Mbappe and Cole Palmer in the top 10 doesn't quite sit right with me. I'll tell you what, though, Cole Palmer there, neither of them quite sit right with me. I'd probably put Mendes and Donnarumma above those two, because they did win a treble. Donnarumma and Mendes were seen as the best players in the world in those positions. So I think those two should probably go where those two are. Kvaratskhelia 12th, fine for me. Pedri 11th is a brilliant footballer. Kane 13th is interesting. By the way, I don't think Gyökeres should have been striker of the year. In terms of quality, I agree, but the likes of Mbappe, Lamine, and Palmer. I'll read that properly in a moment. Intergalactic could be cool. Very interesting Naughty Dogs product. I'm excited. The quality of the players is no question. Cole Palmer probably is. Cole Palmer, of where he is, top 10 Ballon d'Or potential easily. if Chelsea maybe get another trophy, I can absolutely agree. And if he didn't really fall off as much in that second half of the season, absolutely agree with top 10. He's easily that quality of player. Same with Yamal, obviously. Same with Mbappe. Those guys are obviously that level. Mbappe and Yamal especially, they're easily top 5 worthy. But in terms of those individual seasons, I like to look at the bigger picture. Some of them, like Ousmane Dembele, like where he's come from and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, obviously other players have risen from other things before. Cole Palmer, just like 3 years ago, was still sat on our bench and playing academy minutes. So, I absolutely get it. Kane 13th is interesting. So, is it higher or lower? I think I'd probably edge him a little higher. He's still absolutely balling out every year. I'd probably just move him position higher or two. It's not like crazy amounts. But I'd probably put him over Kvara possibly. Despite Kvara winning a treble and obviously playing somewhat of a part with Inter. Great deal Kvara and PSG came to, by the way. 80 million for him is kind of crazy, especially in January. We'll have to take a half-time break, by the way. By the way, underrated baller in my opinion, Fabian Ruiz. I think he's a really good player. Is he like one of the best midfielders in the world? No, probably not. But I think he's like a really solid, decent 7 out of 10 player most games. Vinny Jr. 16th. I stood up and applauded when I saw that. If Gross still playing, he would give United a lot of trauma. Yeah. Donnarumma should easily be top 5, but obviously you can't compare him to other players like Rafinha, Salah, the wingers. Yeah, I can agree. I'm happy with Donnarumma top 10, to be honest. I'd put him a smidge higher. Oh, decent play from City. Just couldn't quite make anything of it. Goal kick. And yeah, just like a position or two higher, to be honest, for Donnarumma. When not stressing over it too much. I'm just happy he's in top 10, to be honest, for a goalkeeper. 9th and 10th are Donnarumma and Mendes. So I'd probably just swap those guys over Mbappe and Cole Palmer. In terms of 11th to 15th, not awful. Gyökeres, I don't know how to feel. He obviously had a great season in terms of his numbers. He always performed for Sporting. But I just feel like for a league that's not top 5 leagues, I just don't feel like he really should be there. Yeah, I don't know if it isn't top 5 leagues actually, but I don't feel like Portuguese league is quite. It's not like a farmers league or whatnot, but I don't feel like it's as big as like Lewandowski doesn't sit right with me being below Mbappe, Bob can't quite get to that ball, lucky bro. McTominay 18th, I like that. Yeah, he went to Napoli and did well. Whereas Gyökeres 15th. Do you think Lord Trimmer could have secretly ordered instead to be killed? I haven't played EK Island yet, so maybe that question will be answered for me. But nah, I don't think Lord Trimmer is that kind of guy. Unless that is the case during EK Island. I'm excited to play EK Island. Mbappe scored 43 goals, so I understand his ranking. He was class, but Real Madrid won trophies, so it's very high considering everyone around him won trophies. Yeah. Decent ball. Huddersfield, big opportunity. Didn't quite get onto it. Yeah, Mbappe had a great season in terms of numbers, so he doesn't fuss me as much as Cole Palmer. But, trophies, they play a big part in this. They really do. It's the first thing I mentioned of Haaland. He had a very good season in terms of individual numbers. But, no trophies. It's why I can't really complain about his area. Compared to where some of his teammates are, Bellingham 23rd, Vinny Jr. 16th. Yeah, I'd put him at least 10th. So I don't not furious about it, you know. Players getting a drink right now, so I might as well have one too. Cole Palmer ranking wasn't diabolical and as someone who doesn't think he should be in top 10, he's still a factor in 2 finals, which they won, so it's understandable. Yeah, I don't think it's like completely horrific. Cole Palmer is a brilliant footballer, and so he is a player that has the talent to definitely be up in that kind of area. So, I'm not furious about Cole Palmer's rating. Carabao Cup, really highly ranked for the Ballon d'Or. Just going to check something. Possibly. I'm not sure. I don't take the Carabao Cup too seriously yet. Mainly because it's so fresh, it's so new. It feels like pre-season still. It's got no reason to be deemed prestigious. You deem the Champions League as prestigious because of you think of the most legendary moments in the Club World Cup in the Champions League. You think of Ronaldo's bicycle kick. You think of Liverpool's comeback versus Barca. You think of Barcelona's comeback against PSG. If you want to go older, you think of Liverpool's comeback versus AC Milan. You think of all these brilliant moments and whatnot. But Club World Cup's not got that history. It's not got that sustenance, that juice. If Palmer didn't win Club World Cup, where would he be? That's what I want to know, because it wouldn't be top 10. I honestly think that Shimmer was scared of Kazumasa. Do you think Kazumasa? If that's an Iki Island character, I don't know who he is. Is he an Iki Island character? Or is that Jin's father? Ball into the box for Savinio. It's intercepted. Hello? Blinking heck. Blinking heck, Blues. Camera's black. I don't even know what's happened. Not quite sure what's happened here, Blues. Not even sure they can hear me. Hello, Blues, I'm back. That was very odd. Very odd indeed. Hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can't, more importantly. But I'm back. That was weird. Don't really know what's going on. I lost the game. He's 8 and first like my favourite manager. Interviews are top quality. It's just who we are, mate. 2-1 against Bessis. Big result. Half time. Blinking out. And I should just let the stream go. Alright, I've got to do my half-time break now, Blues. So I'm not going to be gone for the whole of half-time. I will be back. I shall return. But yeah, I've got to go and just be back in a minute. Phil Foden though puts us ahead at half-time. Nice goal to make it 1-0. Feel free to enjoy the classic tunes. BRB. I return. Limps, do you know Royal Red? I've seen him before. Al, who have you? I don't think anyone has, thankfully. But anyway, big ups for staying in. But hey, we've not done too bad so far. You know, some people are probably thinking, oh, you should be winning 10-0, whatnot. Not really bothered, to be honest. You know, it's about winning. To be honest, getting to the top of the score and just trying to win. You know, the whole point of this is to get through it. To be honest, no, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Quite happy with it. Phil Foden there with the goal. Good goal, and Mukasa with an assist. Lovely to see. Yeah, now I think about it, yeah, we've got a lot of academy players in this 11. I'm only just really realising now. Trafford, academy player. O'Reilly, academy player. Lewis, academy player. Mukasa, Foden, and Bob, academy players. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most of the academy is in our 11, with 4 more of them in the bench. Pretty cool. Love to see it. Beautiful stuff. Do you think we will score a goal until the 60th minute and that Foden will be subbed and rested for Burnley? Yeah, Phil will probably be subbed in this game. Other players as well that we deem important, that you might even see O'Reilly get subbed, and just to possibly just look after him a little bit too, to be honest. Because at the moment he is our main left back option. Apologies, Blues, but I just realised I'm sitting in a not awful chair, but I could be sitting in a much better chair. So there's a much better chair on my right. It's looking at me. It wants me to go and take it. So I'm going to swap this chair, move it around. And I'm not really going anywhere. Oh, look at that. That's not a nice sound, so we'll do this in a proper way. I'll blink again, Blues. What have I done now? Got the leg on one. There we go. So we shall move that there. Not quite out of the frame, he's still with us. But we're going to take this absolute beauty. Look at it. You can just tell it's so much more comfy. Boom, set that. Rolling on it too. No awful noise. And there we go. I've never been comfier. But yeah, Phil will probably get taken off at some point. The game is going to pick back up in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes, give or take. Might as well check on the rest of the Carabao Cup. See who actually played. I haven't actually had like a proper thorough look. I did last night, but games were like mid-game. So Swansea. Oh wait, we already knew this part, but Swansea beat Forest. Chelsea beat Lincoln, Wolves beat Everton, Fulham beat Cambridge, Wycombe beat Wigan, Brighton smashed Barnsley, and apparently like this guy called Diego Gomez, I think it was, 4 goals from him. Apparently he's an absolute baller, and like they found their next like 100 mil player. So Diego Gomez, absolute baller for them. I hope that Savio Bob score. Yeah, I'd love to see unlikely scorer scoring. So Cardiff beat Burnley, nice result for them. Wrexham beat Reading. Liverpool beat Southampton. We are currently ahead against Huddersfield 1-0. Newcastle are ahead of Bradford by 2 goals, and so are Tottenham against Doncaster. And it's also 1-0 to Arsenal at half time against Port Vale. So that is the current state of affairs. Yeah, I'd love to see Bob scoring this game. It's so stupid that fans are so many times blaming players when they get injured instead of supporting them and wishing them fast recovery. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I don't like it when people celebrate big injuries and whatnot. I especially don't like on young players, to be honest. I don't know if you guys know, Leone from Liverpool, and they signed him, young centre back from. He's a young centre back who they signed this summer, and he's torn his ACL in his debut. It's not nice, and best recovery to him. It's a real shame. It's a real shame for such a young player. Not that it's any sadder for an older player. Rodri. It was a big shame. Gabby Jesus, I'm sad for as well. I know those are former City players. Well, former and present, former and current. So, it's a shame. Currently having a read of Fabrizio's feed, trying to have a look. Mastromonto with a goal in his last game. Isak scored against Southampton, by the way. AC Milan, first goal for Nkunku. Vinicius kisses the badge, scoring for Madrid. Ake, such an underrated player. I absolutely love Ake. I think he's top. So many people used to clown on him a few years ago when we first signed him and whatnot, but he's just such a sturdy fullback for us now. I absolutely adore him. Gavi for Barca, about 5 months out. That's rough. Madueke out for a few weeks. Incapai picked up a groin injury. Currently having a read of Britain's feed still. Saying we should keep Ake for as long as we can. Yeah, I like him. He's just a solid option. Is he a starter? Not really. I don't really see him like that. But always a player that I'll always be fond of. Always like having. Just a decent player to have. Alright, here we go. Huddersfield looks like a player's coming on for them now. Looks like a young player. Ake always has a great element. Spies, yeah, probably for me, he's one of the best players at locking down a player. I think he's definitely one of the best when it comes to that. Sorensen is the man the camera's on for Huddersfield right now. Here we go. Camera's on Phil Foden here. Players are all back on the field. Phil talking with Bob. Camera on Trafford, towel over his head. He's holding something in his hand. I can't really see what it is. A pen and a bottle. Might be writing some penalty tips. If it comes to that. Here we go. Alright, City lose the ball early in the second half. Huddersfield trying to get up quickly here. It'd be a great time to get a goal. Sorensen tried to put a ball into the box, but it's blocked. Enemy club, Man City does not have Ake on the field. This will be so easy. Ake going in, you're saying. That's Ake run. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. Ball forward. Oh. Nice to see Rico still on the pitch, by the way. Looks like he could have been injured, but he's good. Nathan Ake. Savinio. Oh, Phil Foden. Just about keeps a hold of it for us. Savinio puts a ball in for Phil Foden. Struggles to beat Sorensen. He'll pass back to Savinio now. Huddersfield players. Wait there, sorry. Nico Riley put it into the box. Dangerous area. And it's trickled into the goalkeeper's arms. Man, it was a great ball from Nico Riley. Decent opportunity. Very solid opportunity, that. Huddersfield players play a lot of times for heroism. And the stuff I don't understand. I mean, yeah, the amount of games they play is a joke. You know, the toll it will take on the body is mental. But yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy the amount of minutes they play. And some do just end up kind of being heroes by the end of it. You know, Sergio Roberto for Barcelona would have been a little bit of a hero against PSG all those years ago. What a game that was. Didn't get to watch it live, but I tracked it. Man, truly incredible. Ball forward. Mikasa can quite get a touch, although poor touch from the Huddersfield player, and Nico Gonzalez cleans up. Phil Foden. Sent out wide to Savinio. Foden. Sorensen deals with it. Short Change of Hero is an amazing song. You should listen to it. Yeah, I'll give it a look after the stream. Big ups. Short Change of Hero. Holding Out for a Hero is one of my faves. Very good song. You will not be hearing me sing it. Nunez, Oscar Bob. Nathan Ake. Savinio. Edge of the box, had a shot. Goes wide. Yeah, it's blocked. Let's just score a second one and call it quits. Yeah, just try and bolster our lead a bit. Not put us under as much pressure. Last thing I want is Huddersfield throwing everything they got us in the last 10 minutes, and we struggle to keep hold of it. But 2-0, even 3-0, would really help that out. Huddersfield goalkeeper sends it long. Ake, good defending. Foden. John Stones. Tries to play it to Bob, that'll be a City throw. Nathan Ake. Sage on the ball, moving it. Oh, almost given away. Pass back to Trafford now. Savinio. Great ball. O'Reilly tried to chip the keeper. And Milo, great save. Very good save to deny it, Nico O'Reilly from Nichols, I believe his name is. Oh, it's a huge opportunity. Huddersfield now trying to get forward. It's dealt with. No, it's not dealt with. Nunez tackled, but it just went to another man. Oh, I'd like to see a replay on that. It was a great ball from Nico Gonzalez to find O'Reilly. I'm back. Welcome back. You just missed a big chance. Well, should I say we have. There's a lovely ball through from Nico Gonzalez, and O'Reilly tries to chip the keeper, but keeper read him very well. Had him sussed. Alright, ball into the box here from Huddersfield on a free kick, and it's skied. We are playing great, but we don't have luck to score another goal. Port Vale looked good last 10 minutes of the first half and dreaming of the perfect hate watch. Yeah, shame they couldn't quite get the goal to capitalise on it. Because probably ends their momentum a little bit now. Nathan Ake, O'Reilly. Savinio completely sends Sorensen. He's offside there. Looked it. Not gonna lie, it'd be a perfect hate watch if Man City would concede to Huddersfield. Yeah, to be fair, it would. But not perfect for me. I'm hoping that isn't the case, to be honest with you. I would hate that. Carabao Cup is also a solid trophy to win. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Not wrong. Switch of the play there to Savinio. Looking to beat Sorensen. Gonzalez back into Savinio, put it into the middle. Can't even remember the last time Chelsea won Carabao Cup. Just remember losing on pens to City and Liverpool. Yeah, they get to a lot of finals, Chelsea, but just don't quite deal with them. You know, I could think of 3 finals that they've lost, 4 finals, 5 finals in English football that they've lost. There's the one on penalties to us. There's the one against Leicester. There's the 2 against Liverpool in the same season. And then there's Klopp's final trophy being that Carabao Cup. I think of those 5 alone. Nice switch to Oscar Bob. Corner ball. 2020 defeat to Arsenal in the FA Cup. Yeah, just put the cherry on top. Hope that we all win the Carabao Cup, says Lekovic. So do I. Believe me. Corner ball for City here. Will we play it in straight into the box? Will Phil Foden play it short? It's looking like a big in-swinger. Alright, here it comes. Ball in. Corner. All can I do is glaze the Carabao Cup. Yeah, sure, bro. So that's all I do. You definitely have a Carabao Cup trophy replica in your bed. No, but that would be awesome if I did have a Carabao Cup trophy replica. I'd love that. I'd love a little replica of all of them, to be honest. No. I'd like a full-sized one. Ball in. Headed away. Pass back to our goalkeeper. The Rico Lewis sends out wide. Mukasa couldn't quite beat his man. Was it Mukasa? Yeah, it was. Thought so. Long ball. Savinio to Phil Foden. To be fair, be classified by a Euro Trophy replica. Ooh. Right there. Oscar Bob. Ball in. Sorensen clears it. Not far. Nico Gonzalez. Be classified by Euro 24 Trophy replica. Before the 24 final. I think it was calm, I'm not gonna lie. Kepa in goal for Arsenal, just realised that. Yeah, but that must be a little weird for you. Not too weird considering you saw him playing for Bournemouth last season, but watching a player like, well, actually not too weird at all considering how much business you guys do. The amount of business Chelsea and Arsenal do kind of surprises me. Savinho, Phil Foden, Oscar Bob. Nice play. Bob's ball into the box. Not really headed away. And the volley from, I believe, Mukasa is straight at the keeper. Chelsea rarely buy Arsenal players. Yeah, thinking about it. It's always Arsenal picking someone off Chelsea, really. I can think of multiple before. As well, Petr Cech and Cesc Fabregas are two that just come to mind instantly. Nice ball. Mukasa. Savinho. They never buy good players there. Hold on. O'Reilly tries to square it. Never buy good players there. Yeah, they always tend to buy you kind of not. They're kind of like your flops a little bit, but then they tend to get a bit more out than you guys do. Kai Havertz, he's done better at Arsenal and Chelsea. Madueke, it's early days, but could do better. Kepa, I think he's just going to fill that second goalkeeper role. Jorginho, I won't say Arsenal got the best out of him there. Sterling on loan, there's another. That was such a weird move. I know it was like a bit of squad depth and whatnot, but Sterling ain't that guy, bro. Yeah, Sterling on loan, what a strange move. He's not doing too bad though, is he, Glimpse? He only needs 2 more. Man United and Arsenal. 2 clubs that if he went to, he'd be hated by opposite fan bases. If he goes to blinking Chelsea, if he goes to Spurs, Chelsea and Arsenal fans will suddenly look at him in a very different light. If he goes to United, Liverpool and City fans, well, I think Liverpool fans don't really like him already, but definitely City fans are looking at him in a much different light. O'Reilly, well, he is a Man United fan, but I don't think that move happens. Foden, it's a nice bit of football, this. Savinho puts the ball in, cleared. Do you think Jadon Sancho will ever come back to us? Nah, I don't think he's good enough. I think he should try and push for a Dortmund move, to be honest. Should try to go back there. But I think even that move's looking a bit unlikely. I think he'll probably set up for a Saudi club, If he goes Spurs, Arsenal and Chelsea, won't care. CBH, he wasn't great at either. But if he went to Man United, he would be hated since he was class at Liverpool and Man City. Yeah, true. He never really flourished at Arsenal and Chelsea. So yeah, I get that. Pale calling out for a handball there on Nunes. I don't really see anything there. Over 60 minutes gone now. Still no second goal. 2021 Sterling was peak. Yeah, he had a decent period for you guys, I believe. Wait, no, he couldn't for you guys because he didn't join you guys till 2022. Now, 2019 Sterling, that's where I was at, bro. That was the Sterling. Sorensen. Euro 2020 Sterling was peak. Yeah, he had a pretty good campaign, to be fair. It's crazy to me that Sterling's only 30, 31. He's going to be 31 next in December, but it's still crazy. He's been in the game for so long. Huddersfield, ball into the box. And decent ball, but headed over. Here's James Trafford on the ball. Does the scoreline worry you a bit? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. All it takes is one solid counter from the Huddersfield. That's all it needs to be. One moment. One moment changes this game. I just worry because we've had decent chances as well, and that tends to bite us. Savinho, nice little run. Nunez, Bob. Poor Trafford. Foden's still in the game, should be rested. I think the intention is to keep him on until we at least get a second. He's really our only proper outlet for goals on that pitch today. If we're going to trust any player for goals, it is him. Not that I don't really trust Bob. I don't trust Savinho, to be honest. His shooting boots aren't exactly brilliant. And Mukasa's obviously still very new. Bob with a shot. Decent save. Donnarumma's been so good for you, hasn't he? Yeah, he's been superb. Yeah, it does make me feel a little bit bad for Trafford, but I don't feel like his City career is at too much risk. Okay, of course, this season he's going to be back up, probably next season too. But I do think there's a way that Trafford does become number one in a bit. What episode does Haaland stop scoring? That's the joke, bro. He doesn't. Donnarumma came to us like a gift. Yeah, he's been superb. He's been absolutely brilliant. 26 million signed him for. Cheaper than Trafford. He's been superb. He's conceded one goal. He is brilliant. Johnny Stones. Oscar Bob. Why did PSG want to get rid of him? They wanted a new profile of goalkeeper in Chevalier. Which, fair enough. But you had it good. Ball in from Savinho. Both our players missed the heading opportunity. The thing is for me, you had it good. If you had a solid goalkeeper and you wanted to go for something new, fair enough. But you had quite literally the best in the world, and you just did not want that. You did not want Donnarumma. The fact that he had 1 year on his contract probably didn't help him either. But yeah. Alright, just over 20 minutes left there. Huddersfield, they're pushing up. Donnarumma was so good most games he played. Yeah, especially in Champions League, he was crucial. There's a reason he got 9th. Donnarumma isn't even that old, 28, he's 26. He's even younger. Only a few years, only 3 years older than Trafford, by the way. He's 26 years old. He's a top goalkeeper. PSG will probably regret selling Donnarumma. Probably, possibly in the short term, Chevalier's not there yet, but they're back in the long game, it seems. I do feel bad for Donnarumma because he clearly appreciated it. Diamonds Mental PSG wanted a new goalkeeper, and they wanted a new profile goalkeeper. Usually do that with keepers like 37 or something. He's extremely young, Donnarumma. He's not even been at the club for super duper long, like 4 years. Which is a decent time, but it's not incredibly long for football. That's not even the length of a full length of a proper contract. Contracts tend to be 5 years, so it's a weird one. But I'll tell you what, he's got a great roster of clubs under his belt, Donnarumma. AC Milan, one of the biggest clubs in Italy. France. Thinking PSG, the biggest club in France. City, one of the biggest clubs in England. O'Reilly driving forward. Savinio. Ball to the back post. It's not quite high enough to find Bob. Nunez. Phil Foden. Went for the shot. It's blocked. Cleared. Goalies are usually at the club for a while. Look at Edison. He was with us for 8 years. Look at Manuel Neuer. Blinking heck. Savinio. Alisson, yeah. Alisson been there a while. Alisson kept his consistency longer than Edison. Yeah. Managed to keep himself properly at the top level for a longer period of time. Fair play to him. Savinio, ball in. Nunez on the other side, another ball in. Gonzalez found someone in the box. John Stones. I always with Edison on the Alisson debate, but it's close. Oh wait, chance for City. Phil Foden pulled it back. No one there. I was always with Edison on the Alisson debate, but it's clear who's the winner now. Yeah, Alisson is ahead. The one thing for Edison had ahead of him was his distribution, and his shot stopping wasn't bad either. Edison's shot stopping used to be pretty good, but it's just falling away. Whilst Alisson's kind of the other way around. Alisson's distribution was always decent, but his shot stopping was just amazing. But Alisson's shot stopping hasn't gotten worse, neither has his distribution really. Whilst Edison, I'd argue, his distribution's lessened a little bit, and his shot stopping has worsened a lot. Was Edison prime 18-19? Probably either that or treble. Because he was very good in treble season. Savinio. Again, we're struggling to make proper chances. Max Doman coming on, only 15. I believe he's a baller for Arsenal or something like that. I swear all your players' primes was treble season. It was our best season ever, to be fair. In fairness. Coming on for Saka. So young. Savinio. Same year as me. It's depressing. Man, I just think I feel I'm older than him. I'm older than Lamine Yamal. Just feels wrong. Phil Foden, edge of the box. Savinho has a shot and it's in! There you go, 2-0. That's the cushion we needed. And a goal for Savinho, which I'll tell you what, lads, that in itself is a rarity. And an assist for Phil Foden. 2 goal contributions for him. Now then, Blues, make a change. I'd say get Phil Foden off. Tell you what, though, Phil Foden gets it into the Savinho, who's got a lot of space, and he's just put his foot through it, lads. I'll tell you what. You're more successful though, don't worry. Oh yeah, more money, more football brilliance, more everything, more subscribers on YouTube, more football ability, more goals, more assists, more clubs played for. No, I'm the full package, really. I'm still waiting on my next club, though. That's true, more subs on YouTube. Lamine Yamal can't be the best at everything, boys. I know for 3 minutes we're leading 2-0, but I wanted you to be surprised. My blue brother, come on, sissy. Look at heck. Big ups to you, Lukovic, for not spoiling. Appreciate that, bro. Savinho, that's a good goal. It's a very good goal from him. Alright then. Ball wide to Savinho. You might get another here. Savinho! Shot blocked. Povell going to score last minute winner. And last minute, I believe. So do I. 65th minute right now. So 78 for us. Ball into the box from City. It's cleared. It's back out wider to Tajani Reinders, who's on the field now. I must have missed that sub. I did have to reset my stream. Hope Reinders can score as well. Yeah, that'd be nice. Although his Bob, he's just wriggled his way into the box, but he's just about been tackled. It's going to be a City throw. It's a good challenge, to be fair. Do you prefer Prem clubs having that sense of competition, or do you prefer Prem clubs and having that sense of competition, or do you prefer local clubs like Grimsby? I think I get what you mean. In terms of teams I like to play, I know it tends at the point of the season. I like a little bit of an easier beginning to cup competitions, mainly because I like to see younger players get a bit more time on the pitch and whatnot. But once we're in the round of 16/quarterfinals, I like us to be tested a bit more before the final. So I like both for different reasons. Ultimately, though, I like what gives me the most entertaining game of football. I want to see both teams going for each other. So September, you would rather play Grimsby than Man United, but then in March/April, that's different. Yeah, exactly that. Just a bit more of a chill way to get the season going. It can help momentum and playing a bit more of a game that you deem a little bit easier, if you will. Offside flag is up here against Huddersfield. Free kick for us. Well, I bet you wouldn't mind Grimsby in a FA Cup final or something, though. Absolutely not. I would absolutely bite your hand off, bro. You know? Blinking Watford, 6-0 in the final. Oh, run it back. Ultimately, I do like a challenging cup final, but I ain't gonna say no. I would love if we bring back the Rossani Imagines reunion with Phil Foden. Those two never really got to play too much football together, which is a shame. Because Sane, for me, at City, he was just one of the best ballers going. You know, he was so good. Such a shame that it just never really went further. Savinho right inside. Nico Gonzalez! I'll tell you what, lads, he does deserve a goal today. He's been brilliant. Imagine you beat Arsenal like 4-0 in FA Cup final or something. Beat him 3-1, which isn't too bad. In the Carabao Cup final, like a good few years ago now. But yeah, that'd be sick. I'd love to thrash a top team in the Cup final. Yeah, similar to like how PSG just demolished Inter in the Champions League. Yeah, I just freaking love that. Calvin Phillips! Can you believe it? Calvin Phillips must be his first appearance since January of 2023. Calvin Phillips, did you expect that, lads? Imagine he turns his career around, by the way. Heskey comes on as well for Savinho. Bringing back Sane would be great for college. I'd absolutely love that. I think every City fan would to an extent. It's probably a bit too late now. Yeah, I would have taken him on a free. Good option for the squad. Calvin Phillips hey man, I want him to do well. I'll tell you what, if he balls out, then fair play, honestly. I'd absolutely love him to run it back. It'd be one of the most brilliant comebacks, I think, in our club for a player. Yeah, he was a player that was very much written off. Fan base wanted him gone. I wanted him gone in the summer. Didn't even deem him really a City player. He's been stripped of his number 4 number. Yeah, I'd love to see this guy do bits for us. Arsenal still leading 1-0. It's all part of Arteta's master plan, according to Glimpse. A genius. Sane would probably be sad that Kevin's not there anymore. Yeah, I imagine most players would. You know, he's going to feed me that through ball. That's probably what some of them would be thinking. But yeah, I imagine he would be. Yeah, I imagine he'd be a bit sad that Gunder's not there. Fellow German teammate. How do you feel that having more subs than the Minuel, unless he has a secret account, but I doubt it. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, you know. He's still got some lessons to learn, quite clearly. Yeah, if he wants tips, I'll give him a hand. Yeah, I'll give him a little shout out. Ball through from Huddersfield. Ake cuts it out. Oh, look at that. Calvin Phillips plays into our midfield, which then gets played on into Oscar Bob. Tackled. He should focus on YouTube, not football. I wonder if he made an account right now on YouTube, how many subs he'd get. So Ronaldo got like 60 mil in like a week or something. Surprised not more YouTubers go for YouTube as a job after football, like the Ben Foster podcast. Yeah, it is a weird one. To be fair, some of the like footballers now, or like older players like Ben Foster, football is a bit newer. No, YouTube is a little newer for like their generation. Like for example, Cristiano Ronaldo would have been relatively early into his career when YouTube came about. Not just trying to suggest like he's an ump and he doesn't know what he's doing, but like it's not as prominent as it was for them as it is for us. Is basically what I'm saying. Because like I've grown up with YouTube. Like YouTube's just been a part of my life. But Ronaldo, when he was growing up, by the time he was 18, I don't even think YouTube would have been a thing. Three minutes left. I switch to Heskey. By the way, there are two Heskies in City squad today. 92 and like 81, I believe. I can't look at the graphic right now because I've got my eyes on the game. Huddersfield push up the field now. It's a 4-on-4. See, getting more bodies back now. And what a shot that was. The second one is blocked. Will they go for another here? No, not by the looks of it. Wow, what a shot that was from Huddersfield. Absolutely went for a curler. And he's at the post. Brilliant shot, though. That would have made the fans wake up a little. I'll tell you what. If they scored there, that really could have been something. Huddersfield having a nice period on the ball there. Handball by a Huddersfield player there, so it's going to be a free kick for us on the edge of our box. It's a lovely shot. Tried to get the rebound. Alright. Port Vale dominating at the moment, but not clinical. Come on, Port Vale. It's alright, Port Vale. I know the feeling. 3 minutes added on. 3 minutes for Huddersfield to do something special. And 3 minutes for us to sit this out, maybe get third. Well, fourth if you're really feeling dangerous. Huddersfield getting forward again, eh? That'll be a corner. Huddersfield, late corner. It was a great shot from that one player a minute ago. Didn't catch his name. You know Trafford's taller than Donnarumma. Poor ball from Huddersfield. Headed away by Oscar Bob. Huddersfield. Lose the ball. Heskey moving it forward. Heskey, nice run. Had a shot. Good save. Wow, that would have been a lovely little goal for his debut. Got an itch on my hand. Nicely, 3 minutes are up. That'll be full time. There we go. I'll tell you what, Blues, a good game, a good performance. You know, it's all it needed to be. It didn't need to be 10-0. Didn't need to be 6-0. Didn't need to be 3-0. Just needs to be 2-0. Just needs to be a win into the next round, which is always important. I'm happy. Huddersfield, decent from them. You know, I didn't really expect anything of them. They are a League One team. Good win. You know, Phil Foden, big ups to him. Good game from him. I was very happy with him. Mukasa, you know, one of our hottest academy prospects right now. Didn't do too bad. Got himself an assist, you know, which he'll be happy with. And Phil Foden got himself an assist too. And I'm happy for Savinho as well. He got himself an assist. All round very good. I bet you would have preferred a 1-0 win. Nah, I'll take a 2-0, you know. I think I'll treat myself to a 2-goal win today, especially after only scoring one against Arsenal. But overall, Blues, big ups to everyone who's tuned in. We'll see if I am here for the draw. I'm not 100% sure whether I will be, but we'll have to wait and see. Big ups to everyone who tuned in. I appreciate the support, as per usual. A good result, ultimately, today, Blues. Can't complain too much of it. I'm very, very happy. Big ups to you all. See you later.